Welcome to Tower Talk Business Radio, where we bring you conversations with the top business minds on Long Island and around the nation every week. Featuring expert consultants and small business owners who have found success but are also willing to share their top tips, failures, and give gritty, matter-of-fact advice based on their firsthand experience. Now, let's get down to business on Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hello, and welcome to Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation. My name is Ray Schwetz, AVP of Business Banking at Jovia Financial Credit Union, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, CEO, keeper of the brand Marketing and Digital Agency.
We're focused on being the premier resource for business and entrepreneurship. We bring you weekly business advice, tips, tools, and services that help you grow your business. Plus, we interview the top business leaders in the industry.
So, and helping provide us with business empowerment today is our very own Wonder Woman. She's someone that I've known for many years, and she's the go-to person for advice on all things fitness and nutrition. So, Tami Racaniello of Wellness Unicorn, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Donyshia. It's so great to be here.
We're so excited to be here, and I think I need a lot of this topic.
Yeah, I could use some advice, especially with all the, the working from home, working remotely and everything. I'm sitting a whole lot more than I used to. I don't know about you, DB.
I am. Your gut's starting to kind of bulge a little.
Yeah, mine is, yes. Yeah, you look great. You don't have to worry about it, but I'm definitely...
You're too kind.
I'm struggling a little bit.
Tami, help us!
Help us, yes.
That's the problem. We're sitting a lot more. We're in front of a screen a lot more. Yep. So people are complaining about their eyesight. People are, complaining that they're just not feeling well, because how can you feel when you have your butt in a chair for 8 hours a day?
I know. It's funny because I'm in my little basement, office dungeon, and I've got the chair, and I've got one of those, like, what do you call those? The massage chairs with you plug it in. It's not. It's just the pad thing that you stick on it.
But they're good.
It helps. Yeah, it helps a little bit.
Yeah,
it loosens me up a little bit. But I'm jumping ahead. So, Tami, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you kind of get started in the whole wellness as a business?
Kicking and screaming mostly. It was not. This was not my intention to be in this field at all. On my 40th birthday, I was having a great time till I found myself in the back of an ambulance full sirens on the way to the hospital.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did not have a healthy life. I grew up a chubby kid to an obese adult. My sister died at 45 from diabetes complications, and my mom had a stroke at 52. So that'll tell you where we are.
So genetically, there was kind of a...
Yeah, so, and also lifestyle. It's not even just genetics, it's a lifestyle. And if you're sharing that lifestyle, it's not healthy. Mm-hmm. And all I could think about is I want to be around for my kids. And how can I make these changes? Because, I had tried diets here and there, but, they weren't very effective. And the thing about diets is that you can lose weight, but then if you have other things going on in your life, stress, all that stuff's still going to be there. So I said I have to manage my stress. I have to, learn how to eat better. I had a background in science and medicine. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm going to start doing research and find the right way and see what I could do. So I started focusing on my health. And then I found out people that I could ask, and people that I can, get advice from who knew what they were talking about. And I started taking courses. Mm-hmm. As I started taking classes, I started to apply these things to myself. And then I saw the changes happen. And then people started to say, hey, what are you doing? They noticed my personality was different. My mood was better. I seemed calmer. I was losing weight. And they're like, what's going on? And can you help me? So then I realized that, hey, I can help people with this.
You're talking about overall wellness, because I think everybody's focused. I'm focused on I got to lose the gut, but I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm not thinking about how it affects me mentally, physiologically, whatever, So there is a whole thing to that, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, and I did lose over 100 pounds, and I've kept it off for 18 years. But
did you say 100 pounds?
Yeah, over 100. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, but it wasn't a struggle, and I wasn't focused on the numbers on the scale, and I wasn't focused on that. I was focused on how do I get healthy, and I started to put these healthy behaviors into my life. So I have a 5-point STAR system, and the 5-point STAR system focuses on mindset and mindfulness as the peak, because if you don't have the mindset and mindfulness in place, nothing else is going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you have your stress levels. How are you managing your stress? What's your sleep quality like? And then, of course, the nutrition that you're taking in. What are you eating, mostly? Mm. And also movement, not just exercise, but are you moving during the day? Are you getting that butt out of the chair? in addition to maybe going for a walk or going to the gym or doing weights or whatever else it is. But what else are you doing during the day?
So a lot of people must really be, ringing your phone, connecting with you on social media, because whatever that unicorn is to lose that 100 plus pounds, they really need that right now.
Oh,
yeah. No, absolutely. And, I like to give people, tips and ways to make changes in their life without completely making changes, because that's the key. Because if you try and overhaul everything and it doesn't really fit into your lifestyle or who you are as a person, you're never going to continue it. There's no way that you're going to be able to make it sustainable. And that's the goal, is like not just to lose weight and then say, okay, I'm good now. I reached my goal. I don't know what that means, except for in sports, that's a good thing. But you should never have just a goal and then stop. When it comes to your health, health is an ongoing thing, because you want to be happy, healthy, and vibrant, and be able to do everything you want until like later years. My next birthday, I'm going to be 60, and I want to live another 60 years and feel amazing, and be able to carry in all my groceries and be able to, do everything I need to do and have energy to do it. So that should be not like, okay, I'm going to lose weight and then I'm done, So yeah. So it's super important to make it a lifestyle. So I like to give people changes that they can implement. When I work with somebody, I take a detailed intake form. I want to know about their lifestyle. I want to know about their sleep patterns. I want to know about coffee, how coffee affects them, because that's a major thing. Mm-hmm. What kind of things they have going on in their life, if they have any illnesses, or they have things that are going on, and then I give them tools that they can start to put into their life. Like they want to drink more water, great. I teach them how to do that. My one goal when I work with people is called Strive for 5. So it's 5 vegetables at each meal.
Oh, okay. 5.
5. Now it sounds daunting, but I bet you do that now. So do you eat salads?
Yeah.
Salads, yes.
Salads, of course. Like you have stir fries, or do you have like bowls, things like that? So there are 5 vegetables in there. So it sounds like it's not, it sounds like, oh my gosh, 5 vegetables in each meal, but you can do that without changing anything. So if you have an omelet in the morning, add 5 veggies in. That's pretty easy. You have onions, peppers, spinach, broccoli, mushrooms. That's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want a slice of pizza for lunch? Have the pizza. Get a veggie slice. Have it with a salad next to it. So you're adding more vegetables into your day. You're going to feel better after. And then what happens is you start to feel better. Our bodies are so smart. It takes the nutrients in, and it uses them, and then you're not gonna want other things. Like you're gonna stop having cravings for sugar. You might not want the cake or the cookies, and it's a natural, organic process. It's not like, oh my gosh, I really want the cookies, but I can't have them. It's just like, no, I'm not gonna have that cookie right now. But when you really want the cookie or the piece of chocolate or whatever it is, it's easy, it's manageable, and you could just have it and then be satisfied with a piece or even a taste, and you're done.
Well, I'm hooked because you said salad and pizza.
Yeah.
Right? I can totally do that because I'm a Caesar salad lover. It's, Pizza Friday every Friday. And so I'm loving it already, Tami. You have me won over. Now, who's the unicorn? Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So when I started my business, it had a different name, and I was solely doing fitness training. I was doing group classes, teaching yoga, Pilates. And when I started to realize, the holistic, more of focusing on the whole package, was the better way to go. I moved away from the fitness, and my clients started to talk to me, and they said, "Wow, I get information from you that I don't see or read anywhere else." Because diet information tends to be recycled. You'll read the same stuff. You'll do a search. You'll see stuff. You'll look in a magazine, and all the magazines have the same information. I give completely different information, not because I invented it, because it's backed in science, and there are things that people don't know about that I teach them. And years later, I get people come back to me and they say, "Oh, I'm still doing this thing that you showed me," or and I still feel great because they're able to to put this information into play.
Now, you mentioned you kind of have a top-down process because you're dealing. So tell us about how you kind of work with each of those stages. Because you're saying, all right, well, we start with your mentally, we start with sleep, then we go to sleep. Can you take us through that?
Sure. You mean how I work with my client?
Yeah. So, what would I expect coming to you as a client? Take me through that that process? Because I know you said, okay, so we're dealing with mental. We take in the intake form. We're looking at your sleep. What are some of the other things that you're kind of taking me through?
Yes, I want to know your lifestyle. Do you cook? Do you eat most of your meals out? Mm-hmm. So that'll help me prepare. One of my certifications is a culinary nutrition, and I'm also a chef, plant-based chef and a raw chef. So I give my clients meal plans, recipes, but obviously if they're not cooking, that's not going to fly, because I had one client who didn't even, just use her kitchen for decoration. She never used it at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's, wow.
Sounds like me.
That's expensive.
Yeah, they ate literally all their meals out.
Wow.
Yeah. And, I have to look at their lifestyle and what's going on with that. And, if they eating out, I give them the tools to know how to order things, what to order. Yeah. And it makes it so much easier. And
that's very smart, because I'm one of those guys, you have to tell me. I'm a meat and potatoes guy. So, if I go out, I know I'm ordering like steak and fries, or steak and baked potato would be my healthier option, but I'm sure I'm doing this way wrong.
Yeah.
So how do I do this right? How do I order food right, Tami?
Well, there's my Strive for 5, and then there's Know Before You Go. So every restaurant has their menu online. Now you could find, literally everywhere you go, there's a menu somewhere for it. So always look up before you go out or order in, whatever it is. Look at that menu, go through it, and see what fits into, what you want, what's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, specials, how things are prepared. So you don't have to ask a lot of questions when you get there. The worst thing is, well, we're not so much now, but, when we were doing in-person meetings, especially in business, and you're sitting there and you're trying to, get things done at the table, you don't want to sit there, read the menu, ask a bunch of questions. So knowing before you go is huge. Plus, if you're in a big group and everybody's ordering hamburger and fries, guess what you're ordering by the time it gets to you? Hamburger and fries.
That's been put in my head.
Be a rebel. Be a rebel.
Be a rebel. But if you know before you go, you could say, no, I'm having the, whatever, the grilled chicken with the salad or whatever it is. Or, it's because you already know what's there. And it doesn't have to be like painful. I don't think people should deprive themselves of food that they love. I'm a foodie. I always was. And it was important for me when I was getting healthy. It's like, I am not giving up good food. I'm not eating garbage food. I'm not eating that fat-free junk or whatever. I want to eat real
The Weight
food.
Watchers frozen block
Oh my gosh.
meal.
No, with all the preservatives and the chemicals. No, I want to eat real food. So it's important for me to have my clients have that same experience of enjoying food.
You are listening to Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, and our guest today is Tami Racaniello of Wellness Unicorn.
Now, Tami, what do you like most about the work you do? I see you're here and you're smiling from like cheek to cheek.
She's always smiling.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I really do love it. I'm so passionate about it, because being able to help people to find solutions and not struggle with what they're doing, because I see so many people struggling in their health, and that shouldn't be, or people that may have health issues and just assume that, okay, it runs in my family, my grandfather had it, my grandmother had it, so I'm destined to have it. But I look at that as like, okay, that's your sign. That's like a road signal up ahead that says, okay, this is going to happen to you, but you can change it. It doesn't mean you don't have to have diabetes. You don't have to have heart disease. So if you start making those changes, you're going to avoid that. And seeing how my family struggled with illness and how I was starting to struggle, being able to help people move through that, it's beautiful. It's like a purpose, and I feel like that's what I'm of service to do.
Nice. Thank you for sharing.
Now, when it comes to fitness, I know there's a lot of misconceptions. It's funny because I feel like for me personally, I've done it wrong. I've done it in fits and starts. When I start to experience problems, that's when I say, all right, I got to correct this. And then I find, so that's every 5 years, it seems like I suddenly correct myself. I go, all right, I got to start working out again. All right, I got to start eating better again. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't take as a lifestyle change. And I noticed that the trends kind of change, like the things that I should be focused on. You mentioned specifically doing the salads for every meal. I didn't know that, the last time around I was doing that, but the most recent time, a couple of years ago, After cancer treatments, I started to focus more on my health, and my trainer told me, have a salad with every meal. And I'm like, every meal? You're kidding me? Like, I can't eat that much. I'll be in the bathroom, every.
Right.
But
that's the point.
But that was, I guess, the point.
Yeah. You got to get 25 grams of fiber at least, minimum. Actually, you need a little bit more, but yeah.
Now, so what are some of the misconceptions, I guess, from the fitness side of things that you see, and that we can correct?
Well, just saying like I have to exercise. It's not just the exercise; it's the movement. So if like let's say you're having, you're at your computer, and some people power through it. They're having, they're starting to have concentration problems, reading the same sentence over and over, or the thoughts are not flowing, but they'll sit there and try and power through it. I call it, go for a micro break. No more than 10 minutes. Just get up and walk around, get as far away from that computer as possible. Make yourself a cup of tea, go out and get some vitamin D. Whatever it is, just for 10 minutes, set a timer, come back, sit down, and then you're going to be more focused and more productive.
That's cool.
So, yeah, so it's the idea of just getting up and moving away from the screen. Getting up and walking around, just doing some stretches, getting the circulation going, making sure that, you close your eyes for a minute, or you just do some exercises, roll, your eyes up, eyes down, side to side, and just, you can close them for a second just to give them a rest. It's really important to get the movement in, whether you have to set a timer, a reminder for yourself somehow. Exercise is great, but then even if you exercise and do an hour of solid, exercise, you feel great afterwards, and then you sit in your butt for 8 hours, all that exercise you just did is out the window because
Now, this is great advice, Tami. But for lazy bones like me that's sitting down all day, what's a motivator? Like, what would you say? Because I think this is all fantastic advice. You have your 5-point system. I'm totally in, but I'm sitting there all day and I'm like, okay.
What's the fire that's
what's going to make me like get up and take that break or actually start moving and doing something?
Right. Well, you have to find your why. And I tell people, don't bring, like, if you have like one of those giant water things, because it's important to get up and get water. So that's an excuse. Give yourself excuses to get up. You're going to get up to go to the bathroom. You're going to get up to get water. So use that time every time you get up. And like I said, set a timer for yourself. When that timer goes off, it's like, okay, I need to stand now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So sometimes you need an external motivator. Yeah. You do to set a good habit. You need external motivation. You need to tie it to something else. So people say, I don't drink enough water. Okay, do you make yourself coffee or tea in the morning? And they're like, yeah. I said, great. So when you fill up your container for coffee or tea, take extra water and put it in a glass. The water's already there. You're already doing that habit. So just take the water, put it in your glass, and take a small glass. So when that's empty, you're going to have to get up and get another glass.
Huh. That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
By the way, note to self, throw away that big gallon jug
that
I have at home. It has the words on it, goal, go again. You're almost there.
Yeah, I have one of those. It's got the lines on it.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought that was good. But you know what? It is amazing the things that you got to do to kind of trick yourself.
Yeah. If you're going out for the day, you need to have a lot of water with you. That's great. But if you're sitting down at your desk, you don't want to have that much water with you because then you have no excuse to get up.
And it's such important advice. It's funny because, and you mentioned our bodies are kind of smart.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I know yesterday, I'll give you an example. I was at home working remotely. I'm in the dungeon. I'm on the keyboards. Like you said, I'm in the tunnel vision. Like I'm working on something, trying to get this. I'm going to plow through. I got to get this done before 5. Got to get this done before I got to pick up the kids and then run back down to the dungeon, all that good stuff. And suddenly I'm like, I think I just need to take a break from this for a second. And I got up. I went outside. I walked around the block. And it's amazing. I came back and I was like, what was I doing? I was wrong here. Like, I got to fix this. And suddenly your mind is so much clearer. So I think sage advice, so number one, make sure that you do those things. You get some movement in. What are some of the other more important things that we really got to focus on that are kind of easy changes that we should make?
Mindset, mindfulness, just being aware of where your body is. Sometimes our shoulders are all the way up, by our neck. So just like remembering to breathe. And I always, there's a 10-second breath that I do. If you inhale to the count of 5 and exhale to the count of 5, You cannot think of anything else during those 10 seconds. And if you could do it twice, you got 20 seconds of, nice, clear head. And, so I always tell people do the breath and then roll your shoulders back and reach your fingertips to the floor.
All right. And we're all in here, ladies and gentlemen, with Tami.
And then you have that nice space now between your shoulders and your neck. Like, wow, I had space here. Who knew?
It's amazing. I'm doing it right now.
Right, exactly.
I feel like, I feel much better that way. I don't feel like hunched over, as much.
So checking in with yourself, being mindful of where you are in space, and also being mindful of everything, like the food you're putting into your mouth, how that makes you feel, the food that you're eating. Do you feel really great after eating it? Do you feel like crap after eating it? Like, what does that feel like in your body? And after a while, you learn, and it's automatic. You don't have to think about it anymore. Like, oh, I can just, you automatically know you're going to just subconsciously order the right foods for you. Because intuitively and innately, we all know what we need, but we never tune into that.
Right.
So, I teach my clients to listen to that, to their inner wisdom, and to learn how to do that. And also, it's so important in the morning. How do you get up? And I call it your power snooze. You keep hitting the snooze bar. You have to keep hitting the snooze bar. Yeah. So I call power snooze. So you have a timed block, right? You don't have to worry about anything. Take that time and you can have some positive thoughts. You can write some things down that you want to get done for the day. You could even meditate for that time, whatever it is. You can pray, whatever that is during that 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever that snooze time is, power snooze it. Use it productively. Before you go to bed at night, we're all like, we have that news in our head. We have all these things that we're listening to, and we could have things that we didn't get done during the day, and they're weighing on our head, so we're not getting a good night's sleep. So do a brain dump at the end of the day before you go to bed. Write down everything that you didn't get done.
Okay.
Because the brain, our bodies, and the brain are amazing. If your brain, if it thinks it's already done it. Like athletes do this. Athletes train when they're, like if you're playing basketball and you want to reach the hoop and you want to get it in, you're visualizing it. Before you even do it, you're visualizing it. You want to jump. If you're a long distance jumper, you're visualizing yourself going across that and you're seeing yourself on the other side. It's interesting because if you ever do you ever do firewalking?
Firewalking. No, what's that?
Yeah, so you walk across like hot coals.
Oh, okay.
Literally firewalking. Yeah.
All right.
So it's really cool. And they tell you at the beginning is, if you don't see yourself on the other side, don't do it. Don't even try it. You have to visualize yourself on the other side of that fire. And then, but it's amazing. Like the first time I did it, I was like, whoa, this is it's like mind blowing. But yeah, so you have to actually, and your mind thinks it's done it, even if it hasn't, because your mind does not know the difference between actually doing it and running through it in your head.
That's really interesting. And, it's funny. So there was something that just kept hitting my head as you were saying this, talking about doing the brain dump. So I asked my pediatrician, one of my daughters was talking a lot just before she went to bed. And I was like, it's so cute, but I'm trying to get her to bed and she won't go to sleep. And the doctor said, well, you know what she's doing? She's telling you what's happened throughout the day. So she's getting it all out so that then she can go to bed.
Right, exactly. So
it's pretty interesting. Now, so I want to ask you, I have a habit which I know is not a good habit, and I see my kids are inheriting it. First of all, we take away the screens at the end of the night because they can't have the phones or right, DVD.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Disconnect.
And they're like twitching. No, don't take it. But you take it so that. But I myself do it. Like you have a stressful day, so I'll sit down. I want to watch like Peacemaker on HBO and just have fun. And just kind of shut off. And I fall asleep on the couch watching TV. And then at some point, I got to wake up and walk up the stairs or whatever. I'm assuming that's not a good habit, right? You can be honest with me. It's not. So how do I kind of turn that around? What should I do differently?
Ideally, have a routine. I mean, get like a bedtime routine. So if you, I mean, it's hard. Sometimes you do fall asleep in front of the TV. It happens to me too, or sometimes, because I don't sit often. I'm on the go a lot. So sometimes
Tami, this sounds like he does it every day.
I do it every day. I'm going to admit it. It's a bad. I know it's a bad habit.
We got to break him out of this habit. A little bit of willpower.
The wife yells at me. I know it's a bad habit.
And you and your friend Kevin have something in common.
So maybe if you're gonna do that, try and think of something. And you go to bed like after you fall asleep. You go right to bed.
No, I'll fall asleep on the couch, and then it's 2:00 in the morning, and I go, oh, whoa, I'm here, and then I'll I'll either go upstairs and go to bed then, or, if I'm nice and comfy on the couch and the dog is on my head, then I'm not going to move.
Yeah.
So it depends. But that's kind of
I know,
my MO.
dog cuddling. I have that too. Sometimes my dog's on me. I'm like, I can't go anywhere. Yeah. So
But I know.
you have to make exceptions for that occasionally.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah. So you want to try and get into a bedtime habit as much as possible. Do the brain dump. Get rid of the things that are keeping you from going to sleep.
Yeah.
Don't watch anything that's going to be upsetting. So the news would be out.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't watch the news at all. Stay away from social media.
Social media, yeah,
all of
anything.
that.
So do a puzzle. They have that new Wordle puzzle now, whatever. Yeah, whatever it is that I find puzzles relaxing. So, word puzzles, things like that. Not everybody does. So you have to find what works for you. Make yourself a cup of tea. Some people do they wash their, some women who like to wash their face. Men, it's good to wash your face too. Give yourself a little facial, whatever. But yeah, so whatever it is that kind of relaxes you and gets you into that space, and then just clears out your head.
And what would you say is kind of the top misconception about what you do?
That what I do is I'm going to tell them to okay, you have to cut out everything tomorrow, and you have to make all these major changes, and that's not the case at all.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's restrictive. Actually, I'm starting to feel like some of the things you're telling us, like the neck roll thing, and we're starting to feel good already.
Yeah,
we are, Tami, and it's just a delight to hear all the things that you've implemented, going from, even starting the business and the life-changing experience you had to becoming the wellness unicorn.
Who was your most challenging? You don't have to name names, but just give us kind of the story. Like, what was your biggest challenge with someone, and then how did you kind of overcome that?
I fired a client, and I've not taken clients on. Well, I learned because, listen, I'm very upfront now with people. Like, this is how I'm going to work with you, and this is what I'm going to be doing, and this is what I expect of you. Because it's that 5-point process. If people aren't willing to go with that, dive a little deeper, it's not going to be a good fit. Because there are some people, they just say, all I want to do is lose 10 pounds, and those aren't my type of clients, because my clients are busy professionals and executives, entrepreneurs, and they want. They want to be able to make those changes in their health.
Yeah.
Right. It's a lifestyle change.
It's a lifestyle change.
Definitely a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
How can we contact you? And if you can give us your website information, phone number, whatever you want to give us, how is it best for people to reach you?
Sure. I have a website, wellnessunicorn.com. It's pretty easy. WELLNESSUNICORN.com. And all my information would be there.
Tami, thank you so much. We really appreciate you being with us. Great advice. We're already putting some of it into play. And we'll have to have you come back and give us some updates on what's going on in the world of fitness and wellness and health. Thank you.
All right, so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Tami. I'll leave you with DB's philosophy. Solutions, not struggle. Live vibrantly. Tami Racaniello.
Our very own Wonder Woman. So we want to thank you for being with us. My name is Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, your co-hosts and producers. This is an NCC Foundation production. Visit nccradio.org for more information. We're available on Odyssey, TuneIn, Spreaker. This has been Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.